Welcome to DeFi, Dharma and Liberty. In this week's episode, we're covering the weekly crypto market update. And in DeFi, Dharma and Liberty, we look at all things crypto from a strong moral and libertarian foundational lens. So the current market cap is $2 trillion. Last 24-hour volume was 59 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 42%, Ethereum at 18.8%. Bitcoin is currently 44,500, up 5.5% in the last week. Ethereum has hit 3.1 thousand, up 6.3% for the week. BNB is up to 416, up 3.93% in the last week. So biggest gainers in the last week, Zalika, we have up 100%, massive. Convex Finance up 40% in the last week. Ethereum Classic up 39%, and Qtum up 29.9%. Axie Infinity up 28.1%. In the DeFi, we have Luna down 0.6% in the last week. AVAX down 4.2% in the last week. Wrap Bitcoin up 5.5% in the last week. Link up nearly 5% in the last week. Some of the biggest gainers in DeFi this week: BuySwap up 75% in the last week. Maple up 68%. Keeper up 52.6%. And Convex up 41.8% in the last week. Some big gainers there. In the NFT space, we've got Decentralised. Nice gain in the last week of 4.78%. Axie Infinity, as I said already, up 29%. Sandbox up 5.5%. ApeCoin up a massive 20%. Despite the exploit, Theta Network up 10% in the last week. Some of the biggest stories in crypto at the moment, here on Bitcoin.com, we've got the Luna Foundation has now purchased $1.1 billion in Bitcoin. Wow, massive. So Do Kwon confirms Bitcoin wallet belongs to LFG. Let's fucking go. No, it's Luna Foundation Guard. So the Bitcoin wallet holds 24.9 thousand Bitcoin, so worth $1.1 billion during the last 4 days. So the address has accumulated a massive number of Bitcoin. Under Terra founders Do Kwon recently hinted. Very bullish signs there. It's good to see. Their stablecoin UST is actually backed by something very safe, very bullish. So they're obviously planning on dominating the stablecoin market, I guess. Continuing at Bitcoin.com, we've got Bitcoin Ethereum technical analysis. So Bitcoin surges to 45k as Russia considers accepting the crypto for oil and gas. So Bitcoin was trading almost 5% higher on Friday as markets reacted to the news that Russia was considering accepting payments for oil and gas. So following a low of 42.7 during Thursday's session, the Bitcoin USD climbed to an intraday high of 45 on Friday. So this is the highest price Bitcoin has hit in 24 days and comes following a breakout of the 42.5 resistance level. Friday's rally sees Bitcoin's prices climb for the fourth consecutive session, gaining over 11% in that time period. The move pushed the price strength beyond its own ceiling as the 14-day RSI moved past its resistance level of 62.33 and now tracks at 63.83. So should this run continue, Bitcoin move beyond 46 would reach its highest level in almost 4 months. Now, Ethereum is not to be left behind on Friday as the world's second largest crypto also surged in a multi-week high. Ethereum climbed to an intraday high of 3.1 during today's session, which is the highest point in which it's traded since February 10. Today's gain means Ethereum has now climbed for 11 of the last 12 sessions, gaining over 15% in that period. Looking at the chart, should this bullish signal strength persist, we could be looking at 3,300 as a price ceiling. However, the RSI now tracks at 66.6 as it continues to hover its overbought territory, which could be an obstacle to further gains. So possibly a bit of resistance could be hit soon, maybe a correction even. Continuing at Bitcoin.com, Facebook owner Meta files 8 trademark applications covering metaverse crypto services. So Facebook owner Meta has filed 8 new trademark applications in the United States Patent and Trademark Office for its logo covering a range of crypto-related products and services. There's the tweet there. You're planning on offering goods and services of crypto tokens, financial trading, currency trading, blockchain software, virtual currency wallets, virtual currency exchanges, digital crypto and virtual currencies. I'm a skeptic of Meta and what they're trying to achieve, so I'd take it with a grain of salt as to what they're doing. They haven't proven themselves trustworthy with Facebook and data safety and security. They love to exploit everyone's data for their own gain, so I'm very skeptical as to how they're going to approach the crypto space and metaverse space. Continuing here, Meta applications are a blueprint for how the company intends to engage in the metaverse, and the goods and services of those applications extended far beyond just the fun run-of-the-mill NFTs and metaverse products that a lot of applications include. So only a company that has this size and scale has a hand in the evolution and development of the metaverse can possibly plan on doing everything in these applications. A growing number of large corporations have made a similar move, including McDonald's, Burger King, Panera Bread and Panda Express. Burger King has filed its trademark application on the same day Meta did, according to Condus. The burger chain's application covers NFT, blockchain software, crypto trading and virtual restaurants. Global investment bank Goldman Sachs believes that the metaverse is an $8 trillion opportunity. Recently, megbanks JP Morgan and HSBC established a presence in the metaverse. Big signs of things changing in the metaverse. A lot of centralized companies, banks and so on and so forth coming into the space. How centralized companies going to operate in the metaverse, in the decentralized space, remains to be seen. Last big story from Bitcoin.com. The Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the state is figuring out ways to allow businesses to pay taxes in Bitcoin. Wow, everyone's moving to Florida. So on Tuesday, Ron DeSantis, the 46th governor of Florida, appeared at a press conference with fellow colleagues in order to sign a bill that mandates financial literacy in schools throughout the state. And DeSantis touched on many subjects as Florida's governor, noted that he is concerned about the US president's recent digital currency-focused executive order. According to DeSantis, there's a lack of understanding when it comes to decentralized crypto assets and centralized digital bank currencies. There's a difference between a decentralized digital cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and what some are talking about doing with the Federal Reserve to convert US dollars into a digital currency. I think there's a lot of hazards with that when that's centrally controlled. I worry about the amount of power that it will give someone in a central authority to basically be able to shut off access to purchasing certain goods. We'd be in uncharted territory. Amen. Truer words never spoken. So during the signing ceremony on Tuesday, DeSantis insisted that the state of Florida is working toward accepting digital currencies like Bitcoin. So I've told the state agencies to figure out ways which, if a business wants to pay tax in crypto to Florida, we should be willing to accept that. So we will accept Bitcoin. We're working on doing that for payments in the state of Florida, DeSantis added. Governor's statements are similar to the comments he made in December when his administration proposed Freedom First budget during a speech in Tallahassee that month. So he told crowds that Florida will be crypto-friendly. While DeSantis is becoming well known for being a crypto-friendly governor himself, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez is also a Bitcoin proponent. Suarez gets a portion of his salary paid in Bitcoin, and he announced last December that he planned to take a fraction of his 401k retirement plan and convert it to Bitcoin. The admin Freedom First budget includes a $700,000 in funds dedicated to researching how to progress Florida's relationship with cryptos. Fantastic signs there, and congrats to Floridians. Over in the Daily Hodl, we got US Treasury Secretary reiterates skepticism of digital assets but acknowledges the crypto space has benefits. So US Secretary Janet Yellen still feels a bit skeptical about crypto, but she acknowledges that the digital asset space offers value. In a new interview with CNBC, Yellen says that crypto has grown by leaps and bounds and is now playing a significant role in many Americans' investment choices. I have a little bit of skepticism because I think there are valid concerns around it. Some have to do with financial stability, consumer investor protection, use for illicit transactions, and other things. On the other hand, there have been benefits from crypto, and we recognise that innovation in payment systems can be a healthy thing. We would like to come out eventually with recommendations that will create a regulatory environment in which healthy innovation can thrive. So I'm very skeptical as to what they're planning on doing with their regulation. You can obviously see in her verbiage there that she's pointing out things: financial stability, consumer investor protection, and illicit transactions. So those things she's pointing out there obviously show where they're looking for control within the crypto space. How it all plays out, yet to be seen. Continuing on the Daily Hodl, we got Ethereum Whales are accumulating top Ethereum rival and dropping Dogecoin competitor Shiba Inu. So a leading whale tracking platform says Ethereum whales have been accumulating an Ethereum competitor that's dipped in price over the past month. According to Whale Stats, Phantom has been among the top 10 tokens purchased by the top 100 ETH wallets this week. Phantom's currently trading at $1.34 and is the 43rd ranked crypto asset by market cap and up more than 5.5% in the past week. Top 100 ETH addresses have also been selling popular meme coin Dogecoin and rival Shiba Inu, according to Whale Stats. So Shiba's down 4% compared to where it was a month ago. The 15th ranked crypto asset is up more than 9% in the past week. So interesting signs there. If you want to follow some big wallets, you can do so on DBank. Next, on Daily Hodl, we got an analyst saying Ethereum, Metaverse, altcoin, and smart contract platforms are set to rally if Bitcoin plays nice. Obviously, Bitcoin is the barometer, so a popular analyst is advising caution to traders of two assets while predicting rallies for popular blockchain-based gaming ecosystems and Ethereum competitors. So Altcoin Sherpa tells his 170,000 Twitter followers that he's wary of risk-reward ratio for ApeCoin, a new crypto asset that quickly surpassed $2 billion in market cap, created by the founders of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bullish market structure on low time frames still intact. I personally would be careful with this one, as I don't think the risk-reward is that great for a trade. So investment-wise, it's also very high valuation. That said, I would consider buying a dip. ApeCoin launched on March 17th with a valuation of $7.40, surging 132% to a high of $17 the following day before correcting Ape's currently down 5.8%, priced at 12.43%. Altcoin Sherpa is also wary of enterprise-grade blockchain platform Phantom. He follows up on March 19th tweet where he advised investors to reduce their risk because he doesn't think there will be a full-on altcoin season or period that altcoins significantly outperform Bitcoin. Again, a friendly reminder for you to take some off the table for your altcoins. Your $2.07 Phantom buy is probably not going to get you that level. Take on L on this next move up. So take the long next move up, he's saying there. At time of writing, Phantom's up 1.3%, trading at $1.34. It last touched $2.50 on January 21st. So he's looking at Sandbox, says the price action looks similar to fellow metaverse game Axie Infinity. Kind of looks like AXS before it mooned. You'll probably want to consider buying some metaverse stuff if AXS starts to pump hard. I think that these laggards will also do really well. So Sandbox is down 2.1% to $3.30 at time of writing. Crypto Strategist is also optimistic about scaling solution protocol Near being able to surpass $16 if Bitcoin also rises. So there you go. A couple insights there. Again on Daily Hodl, top Ethereum gaming altcoin erupts after $1.7 trillion treasury plans are unveiled. Popular play-to-earn metaverse altcoin built on Ethereum is seeing significant gains after project developers reveal plans for community governance. In a blog post, Axie Infinity highlights the game's tremendous growth over the past year and announces long-term plans to implement what it calls progressive decentralization. So players do deserve ownership in their in-game assets as well as the universes they spend their precious time in. In this model, game players, designers, engineers, creators work collectively under a set of aligned responsibilities and incentives. We think the world is long overdue for an approach that blurs the historic lines between builders and players, empowering all to create, grow, refine, champion and benefit from the efforts of the collective. Love that. So the project also shares its treasury has raised $1.7 billion in assets, which over time will be unlocked in a progressive manner for all holders of the AXS token. Axie plans the purpose of staggering timetable. So bullish signs there on Axie, going up and up. On the Daily Hodl, we got US Department of Justice charges 2 in crypto traders over an alleged $1.1 million Frosties NFT scam. So the US DOJ is filing charges against 2 people, 2 20-year-olds, in facilitating a $1.1 million Frosties NFT rug pull scam. According to a press release, Ethan Nguyen and Andre Quidoan Lacuna were both charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. So they allegedly advertised NFTs called Frosties, which allegedly granted holders eligibility for giveaways, early access to metaverse game, and exclusive mint passes to upcoming Frosties seasons, among other things. After selling out the Frosties in early January, they allegedly deactivated their website and abandoned the project. They also transferred the $1.1 million worth of crypto from the project to various wallets under their control, according to the DOJ. And they were also gearing up for a second round of fraudulent NFTs called Embers. So beware, do not engage in it. So both the wire fraud charge and money laundering charge carry a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. So good to see that crackdown on. On the Daily Hodl, we got $10 trillion asset management firm BlackRock exploring support for crypto assets. If you know anything about me, you know that I despise BlackRock. A top executive at investment management behemoth BlackRock says the company is researching crypto assets in response to heightened interest from clients. In a new letter, CEO and co-founder Larry Fink says the digital assets can resolve many of the problems associated with international payments, such as high prices and associated crimes. A global digital payment system thoughtfully designed can enhance the settlement of international transactions while reducing the risk of money laundering and corruption. Digital currencies can help bring down costs of cross-border payments, for example, when expatriate workers send earnings back to their families. The executive says that many of the firm's patrons are showing interest in virtual assets, prompting the multi-trillion-dollar management company to study the impact cryptocurrencies could have on its client base. As we see increasing interest from our clients, BlackRock is studying digital currencies, stablecoins, and underlying technologies to understand how they can help us serve our clients. So I'm very skeptical on this. After knowing what they've done to the stock market, completely destroyed it and monopolized it, I despise this and think they should be banned from cryptos altogether. Next on Daily Hodl, El Salvador president lashes out as US lawmakers overbuild that would probe the country's Bitcoin adoption. So the US lawmakers are pushing a new bill that would require the state and treasury departments to examine and mitigate the potential risks caused by El Salvador's decision to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Senator Jim Risch, a Republican from Idaho, says in a new press release that the bill would require the government to examine risks involving the potential empowerment of malign actors like China and organised criminal organisations. Risch co-sponsored the bill, titled the Accountability for Cryptocurrency in El Salvador Act, with Senator Robert Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey, and Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican from Louisiana. El Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele blasted the potential legislation on Twitter. The US government does not stand for freedom, and that is a proven fact. So we will stand for freedom. Game on. Bitcoin is FU money. Love it. So El Salvador first made Bitcoin legal tender in September and has been periodically accumulating Bitcoin in its treasury since then. In response, thousands of people in the country have taken to the streets to protest the Bitcoin policy and others adopted by President Bukele. In November, El Salvador's government announced plans for new futuristic Bitcoin City project. To fund the city, the government plans to issue the Bitcoin bonds teamed up with Bitcoin development firm Blockstream to prepare them for investors. However, the rollout of those bonds is reportedly facing legislative delays. Bukele announced a series of legal reforms involving Bitcoin in late February, but local publication La Prensa Grafica reports that country's Congress has yet to receive the laws necessary to actually implement the bonds. Last article on the Daily Hodl, Twitter launches verified NFT profile pictures. Bullish for NFTs here. On January 20th, Twitter launched a new NFT feature for its Twitter Blue users, a paid subscription service that gives its users access to premium services. So it includes editing published tweets, posting longer videos, reading news without ads, and more. So the Twitter Blue will allow people to showcase its NFTs that they own by setting them up as their profile pictures. So this will be bullish news for NFTs here when social media platforms start allowing NFTs to be used as profile pictures. The culture will adapt and explode. So I like this. Over on Zero Hedge, we got former Goldman Sachs banker charged in Bitcoin laundering scheme linked to an online drug market. A former Goldman Sachs banker has been charged with a sweeping scheme to launder millions in Bitcoin, offering a glimpse at the new prosecutorial paradigm being employed by American prosecutors to punish Bitcoin tax cheats and individuals seen as critical intermediaries between crypto market and organised crime. According to the New York Times, Thomas Speaker, a former party producer and ex-Goldman equities banker, was charged this week in federal court in Manhattan, charged with laundering more than 2.3 million in Bitcoin for criminals around the world from 2018 to 2021. Prosecutors described Mr. Speaker 42 as a virtual Bitcoin ATM, exchanging cash for crypto. In addition to the 2.3 million in Bitcoin, he was charged with laundering. So he was accused of converting more than 380 grand in crypto into cash. Mr. Speaker was charged with several counts of money laundering and unlicensed money transmission. He pleaded not guilty and was released on his own recognizance. His lawyer, Richard Verchink, declined to comment. Speaker was charged alongside a colourful cast of alleged criminals, including a ring of drug dealers charged with operating a Silk Road-style drug website. Zashan Khan, 30, and Kosmasis Sikierski, 25, of Manhattan, who prosecutors said sold illegal drugs over the dark web, a part of an internet where illegal activities thrives, which is accessible only through special software. An online storefront the two operated, OVO Sweatshop, took its name from the rapper Drake's record label. Anderson LaRock, 33, of Brooklyn, who prosecutors said targeted 30 victims in identity theft scheme. Dustin Seitz, 33, of Brooklyn, who prosecutors said helped Mr. Speaker by opening bank account and cryptocurrency accounts to help launder the money. John Humphrey and Fidelo Palmero of Rochester, New York, both 51, who prosecutors said took over OVO Sweatshop operation and who were stopped on a trip to Brooklyn and found 1.7 kilos of crystal ketamine and 140 clear vials of liquid ketamine. All six pleaded not guilty and have been released in their own recognizance. Interesting to see what comes of that. Now, the Twitter narrative, we got Bitcoin's positioning itself well for a breakout weekly, close behind a key bull market, EMA, 21-week EMA. So we have what looks like a potential bull run breakout coming up, according to Rect Capital there. Max Kaiser says, I propose El Salvador adopt policies that will encourage the global Bitcoin peace movement to relocate to El Salvador. If the EU, UK and US want to stick with hateful fiat money policies, they can. Fiat money equals war, obviously. Bitcoin equals peace. And here I say, how long can the repo market inflate the dead horse of the US dollar? She is barely limping over the line, and one little prickle and she pops, then it's all over. Great Reset totalitarianism or crypto and freedom. There are the choices we are left with. So Max says bonds are at a $200 trillion asset. As the bottle pops, trillions will plow into Bitcoin. Here we have coinsource.news, a video of Prince Philip from Serbia stating on national TV that Bitcoin is freedom and he wants freedom for everyone. We need more royals like that. Here we have Excellence saying how Mexico's third richest person saying crypto is freedom. So Mexico's third richest person, Ricardo Salinas Pliego, visited El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele in a show of support of the country's Bitcoin agenda in the wake of other crypto leaders visiting the country. Salinas, who was accompanied by Max Kaiser, received one Bitcoin from Bukele before discussing, among other issues, ways El Salvador's new Bitcoin securities laws currently being debated in the country's legislature can be used to make a global financial hub and dramatically expand the country's GDP. Some great signs there. And here Dennis Porter says, breaking, ExxonMobil and Crusoe Energy are removing over 10 billion cubic feet of methane gas per day with Bitcoin mining, as reported by CNBC. Large oil, or big oil, getting into crypto just adds more control. I don't like these large conglomerates, multinational conglomerates coming in and dominating the market. It's not a good sign. So let's take this one with a grain of salt. It's good for Bitcoin financially, but in the long run may not be. Lastly, we have the Fear and Greed Index sitting at 47 yesterday. It's moved back to 51 right now. So it's good signs overall. So last week we were at around 28 to 30, and last month was extreme fear, so moving into safer territory. Fear and greed index, if you don't know, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried and can be a great buying opportunity. Where investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction and will most likely come down. So time for selling or shorting. That's it for today's crypto market weekly update. Thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date. Check out our recent episodes if you haven't already, and go and watch our introduction if you haven't already, see what we're all about, and join in the community below in our Discord and Telegram so you can keep up to date with everything we're doing. Stay tuned, we will be coming out with an NFT update on what NFTs are coming out and what's looking good. That's it for this one. Crypto lovers, stay free.